Right down the way, we're going for years. To it, another, platform side, 68. Just so you see that the road one get, another one says, more than 75. Here's the back a little further. Yeah.
We're gonna get started soon. We're gonna let the bells finish doing what they do. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to our budget hearing number 1. Like today is Wednesday, August the 13th. We are here at the Honorable Mary Jo Haywood Chamber here at City Hall. And once again, I'd like to welcome everyone to our first budget hearing. At this time, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, we have a roll call at this time.
Councilmember Green? Here. Mayor Pro Tem Garland?
Here.
Councilman Moore?
Here.
Councilman Collins? Councilman Maples?
Here.
Councilman Palmer?
Here. Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, we're going to go ahead and open with a word of prayer. We have Pastor Brown to come and do that for us at this time.
Let us bow our heads. Father God, we come once again and just say thank you, Lord. We thank you for this day that you allowed us to come one more time to praise your holy name. But Lord, we ask that you bless us in a mighty special way. Bless this meeting, Father. Bless this budget that it come through, that the way you have it to come through, Father. We'll continue to give you all the praise because you are worthy to be praised. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. May we stand down for our pledge of allegiance. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that prayer, dear Reverend Brown, and also thank you everyone for the pledge. Moving on our agenda for tonight, item number 3 is the approval of our agenda. Can I get a motion?
Motion made.
Second. All right, it has been motioned and second. Any discussions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Show of hands. All those opposed, same sign. That motion has been carried. Also, we have our next on the agenda is our speaker appearance. And before we get started with our speaker appearance, I'm just gonna, since this is going to be a public hearing, we're just going to kind of be a little more flexible with our speaker appearance. And we're going to allow our audience to at least speak at least 5 minutes. And in speaking, just stick primarily with the budget and what's on the budget. Okay? At this time, do we have any speaker appearance?
Good evening, Council. Next, Governor Owens, District 2. And, Mayor Pro Tem, my apologies, is there a speaker appearance and a public hearing piece, or we're calling the speaker appearance separate of the public hearing piece?
Just looking at this, my bad. This right here would be our speaker appearance. Madam Attorney, would you say, I think she had my hand up. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I just didn't know if you needed some assistance with that question, but it sounded like you were getting ready to answer before I started to speak, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. With the speaker appearance, we're gonna follow speaker appearance protocol, and then when we get it down to our public hearing, we'll notate what I just said about the 5 minutes.
Well, I tell you, I got a few minutes in, but I'll wait for the public hearing piece. So, all right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other speaker appearance? Okay. Hearing none, we're gonna move right along to the next agenda item, which is number 5, the public hearing, fiscal year 2025 and 2026 budget. Could I get a motion from the council to go into the public hearing?
Motion to approve.
All right, all the, any discussion? All those in favor, show of hands. All those opposed, same sign. All right, that motion has been carried. Now at this time, we are going into our public hearing for the fiscal year of 2025, 2026 budget hearing. The hearing starts now. Now at this time, is there any speaker appearance for the budget hearing? I have not understood.
Okay. Thank you for extending it to 5 minutes, because I was practicing my speech and it was gonna be really tight, so I'm very glad to have a little time.
Is that green light on that?
The green light's on.
Okay.
Yes, might just need to get a little closer. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Burley and council members. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Holly Phillips, and I'm your new library director for the DeSoto Trail Regional Library System. Tonight, I'm here on behalf of the Camilla Public Library to respectfully request that you consider restoring the full $40,000 funding for the public library in your upcoming fiscal year. I passed out a handout before I was able to speak. I hope everyone has one, and if you don't, I would be glad to give you one. It outlines our library's services over the last fiscal year, and our statistics. And on the back, it gives a recap of some of our most utilized services. It's impossible to put everything the library does on one piece of paper. I wanted to take just a few moments to highlight why this investment is so essential. First, our library is not just a building with books. It's the community's free access point to education, technology, and opportunity. You'll see on the handout, last year alone, we served over 17,000 patrons. This is just in the Camilla Library. We circulated more than 18,000 items, and we had more than 3,000 uses just of our in-house computers, and that does not count the 30-something thousand uses of Wi-Fi. We host programs that foster early literacy. We have adult programs, and we have things all the way up to resources for job seekers, preparing resumes and applying for work, and people that need to apply for or have access to their public benefits, and so many other services. We do all this on an extremely lean budget, so every dollar that you allocate is stretched to provide the maximum value. The $40,000 that we are requesting represents not just funding, but it's really the backbone that allows us to keep our doors open for our full number of hours, maintain our programs, pay our staff, and update essential materials and technology when we need to. I want to remind us all that when the library's hours and services are reduced, the people often most affected are the people with the fewest alternatives. These are people who can't afford to go out and buy every book that they want to read, families without home internet, seniors seeking connection, and students just looking for a safe study space. It's not just about books, it's about equal access to opportunity in our community. An investment in your library is an investment in education, economic development, and quality of life for every resident. With your support at that full $40,000 level, we can continue to meet the growing needs of our community and ensure that everyone, regardless of age, income, or background, has a place to learn and connect and thrive right here in their own city. I want to thank you for your time and your consideration and for your ongoing commitment to the people of Camilla. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have now. And of course, I'm right here at the Camilla Library. If anybody wanted to stop by and see me or meet with me, I'd be glad to talk with you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Phillips, and congratulations on your start there.
Thank you. I'm a Mitchell County resident and I've been in public libraries for almost 20 years and have never had the opportunity to work in my home library. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you, and we welcome you.
Thank you.
Any other speaker appearance for the public here?
Good evening again, council. As mentioned earlier, my name is Kevin Owens, citizen in District 2. And there's an old saying that if you want to know the priorities of the city, just ask to see their budget. And the annual budget is the largest policy document that a city can have. And as a city, and as a citizen, there are a few line items I want to highlight. Number one, there was some words last week at the meeting regarding the ARPA fund and whether or not we would have some unfunded mandates once ARPA is completed. There are none. So ARPA, I just want to make sure that that statement in itself wasn't true, that once ARPA is done, it's done. But it also puts the council on notice that some of these great projects that ARPA is currently funding to include supplemental income for our employees, that we're going to have to come up with some innovative ways to ensure that that's still in the box by the end of next year. I highly recommend that this council take a serious look at our spray field. And to be honest with you, our entire critical infrastructure platform, we've got some serious challenges out there right now as it relates to our infrastructure. And I would encourage the council to get with staff to really see firsthand some of the challenges that we have. So I would highly encourage you to take some time to get with the city manager and assistant city manager and have a look at some of that infrastructure. Over the past 3 years, this council has reduced government spending by nearly $600,000. Some of that has been reallocated. Some of it, and most of it, has been saved. So that's important, and I bring that up because as we continue to move forward, it's important to know where these expenditures are going and what they're being used for. With all due respect to Holly, and I think Holly is spot on as it relates to the library. It is a great place. I just want to remind this council that here locally, the library receives its funding from 3 sources: the county, the school board, and the city of Camilla. All citizens of Camilla, if you heard all of that, contribute to all 3 of those pots of money. City of Camilla is the only one that does that. So it's important to understand that I think right now you're budgeted at $25,000, and I think that that's where it should remain for a couple of reasons. The first is the maintenance of effort that the library is responsible for. One of the things that we were told last year when we reduced the funding was that the library had to close its doors. That didn't happen. We were told that the state would reduce their funding. That didn't happen. But now at $25,000, we are now, or the library is now, at the city of Camilla within that maintenance of effort threshold. So we won't put any more stress or pressure on future councils at $25,000. So just to keep that in mind. The URA has become an invaluable resource for the city. The depot, the beginning and the rebirth of schools, A. McNeil, the airport, Third Center Broad, the stadium, the new gym, council funding for the URA is essential. And I would, again, ask you to have a conversation with staff related to some of the critical infrastructure, specifically the airport, that we're learning that some of this funding will be used for. Council also actually recommending that you put an additional $5,000 for the youth council. The last couple of years has been an awesome experience for the youth. They've traveled throughout the state, but now I believe that it's time for them to travel internationally. These kids get at least one trip overseas to further enhance their life experience. And lastly, council, I served in the United States Marine Corps for over 22 years. That's about 40% of my life. I spent in service to this country in combat and in peace. So I know a thing or two about teamwork and working together. But I'm asking this council that I want you to always strive to work together, be a team and that type of thing. But when it comes to the priorities of the city, you have to remain strong. Principles matter. So as you get deeper into your budget season and discussing these things, those things have to take priority, even if there's conflict. So I just wanted to put that out there, and thank you for your time, council. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Any other in the audience would like to come and speak at this time? Okay, if not, council, we do have our CFO in the audience with us tonight, and Mrs. Lisa. And also, we also have our heads of the house, departments head that are here tonight as well for any questions about the budget and about their department. I think they will be better fine to tell us what they actually need. Now, just note also that this budget here is just a proposed budget for this year. So we may find some infractions in this proposed budget, but at our next hearing, we will be able to kind of fine tune this. Let's not get overexcited for what we may see. But Mrs. Lisa and her staff, they have really been working hard on this. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go ahead and kind of fine tune the budget in each of the categories, and we'll go from there. We kind of have a little discussion as we go throughout these categories. Okay. All right. Looking at our budget summary for tonight, the overall budget increased by $1,138.64. So no. Let me go back and say that. Now that's $1,138,640. That was the increase that we had on this budget that you have set for you. Now the general fund revenue. The general fund revenue started with all tax revenue, which was adjusted to actual amount that was collected. We had both SPLOSH and T-SPLOSH revenue that was adjusted to the scheduled pre-resolution to include the new ballot item for the T-SPLOSH. Now, the intergovernmental revenue was adjusted to the actual amount for 2026, and fines and profits were adjusted to the actual amount which was deposited in the account for 2025. Now, we also had other revenues were adjusted to project the entries earned and rent that is collected. And transfers is reflected the surplus in each fund or department. And also our ARPA reserve was adjusted to the amount designated for the projects in 2025. And just as Owens just spoke about the ARPA money. So therefore, this money has been designated for different projects, which is in for 2026. So just with the general revenue, did anyone see anything that stood out to them? This time we can kind of go through that. If none, we'll move on to the general funds expense. Hearing none. Going down to our general fund expense. Salaries were increased by 5%. Social Security and Medicaid was raised appropriately. Medicaid insurance, retirement, and workers' comp insurance were all increased according to the projection. 1 week of retained bonus is also included in this budget as well. Now, gasoline and diesel account were projected based on the expense, repairs and maintenance, computer for such departments was provided by the city of Thomasville. And also our governing body, the mayor received $10,200 a year plus $300 expense. The council will receive $9,000 a year plus $200 expense. And also the youth employment program was moved to the governing body. The city managers include 1/2 of Mrs. Ford's salary and half of Melinda's salary and 10% of Luke's salary. The professional administration was reduced to $10,000. Now, the city clerk,
Ask you again that on page 2, where you are. So
Yes.
that, personal services, regulatory, that's 3 different spots, what you just said.
mhm,
Okay, thanks.
okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Also, the city clerk, in this budget, it included, 1/2 of the salary, and an assistant city clerk, which we haven't filled yet, which is in the amount of $40,000. So this is included into this, budget as well. And the financial administration, which include half of, Melinda's salary and 100% of Lisa's salary. Group insurance include family and for Melinda, and single coverage for Lisa. And also in this same line item with the expenses, we have our legal expense was raised to $150,000. Human resource, retirement administration fees were added to the retirement line. And the general government building, which is the CHIP grant, expense were adjusted to the project amount as well. And we also have our customer service and billing. It was reduced due to the technical fees that we had. Now, moving on down to our public safety, which is our police budget here. The repairs and maintenance vehicles were increased based on expenses. We know that they had the flock camera system, which was added to the budget as a capital purchase. And a new fleet vehicle program is also added into the capital purchase.
Mayor Pro Tem Burton,
Yes, go ahead.
if I could get Chief to come up and just make y'all aware of what we propose to do for his vehicle budget. We've never done it before, but we've been in conversation with Hendricks Automotive about leasing. I mean, a lot of his vehicles are old, and so we're putting engines, how many we did this year?
I have rebuilt 3 motors so far this year. Matter of fact, we're getting one redone right now. And on 3 of them, 2 of them were 2019 vehicles, one's 2021. 2 of them had, one of them had 152,000 miles we just did. One 126,000 miles, and another was a 2021 that had 94,000 miles, all out of warranty, but we had to do it because we don't have vehicles.
So what we propose to do is to purchase 4 of the Dodge Pursuit model vehicles and finance them for 5 years, which put him at about a $60,000 a year repayment to get him a reliable rolling fleet out patrolling in the city.
Okay, would that be a lease?
No, actually, it's a purchase.
It's a
We're just-
purchase.
Instead of, because I mean, it's like 210, and what was it,
I
220?
think it's like 220.
So we're
over
talking-
a 5-year period.
Over a 5-year period to get them, they're about $55,000 a piece. It's gonna be about a $220,000 purchase, financed it over 5 years. One quote we got was 4.6% interest.
So,
So it sounds like the car's lasting 3 years. Or, and, you know, so would we wanna maybe finance that for 3 instead of 5?
well, we used to just buy them out of Splash every
Uh-huh.
year. And that used to work real good when we was getting for $23,000 a year before COVID.
Now they're more expensive now.
Now they're double the price. And you can't get a car
Right.
for that. And so since COVID hit, where we used to get 2 we used to buy 2 a year and every third year get 3 to keep the fleet pretty much up to date.
But that's gonna cost $100,000 or more
For
a
a
year.
year. The way it was set now, the way he talked, we could get 4 vehicles for 5 years, basically at about $3,300 a month was what the payments would be.
We estimate it to be about $58,000 a year, which would give him one new vehicle a year. But instead of buying one new vehicle, we're getting 5, we got a 5-year
You know,
term on repayment. We're trying to get him some.
Are they new vehicles?
These brand
Brand
new,
new.
The
brand new
2026, was it 2026?
2026 Dodge Wrangler Pursuits.
Why did we stop that rotation plan that we have been doing for a long time, and it was working very well?
Well, you know, it got there for a little while, you couldn't get vehicles when COVID hit. And that kind of slowed things down. I don't know, I guess just because of what
That program had been in place a long time.
we had been doing, it had.
So what was the other, you bought 2?
We would do 2,
Uh-huh.
and then we do like 2 years back to back, we get 2, and then the next year we would get 3, then go back to
Rotate out
back
the
2,
oldest one every-
where you could rotate them out.
That's right.
So we would keep a pretty good fleet up. And I've got the years, we did, I've got Durangos in our investigation unit from 2014. I mean, we've got older fleet. We've bought 1 vehicle in 25, did get 2 in 24. We got 1 vehicle in 23, 1 in 22. We did get 3 in 21, but one of those was a replacement from a 2018 truck that got towed when a tree fell on it. So we did get 2 new ones in 21.
Go back to 25, we got 1, I've got 1 in 25, 1 in 24,
2 in
2
24,
in 24.
1 in 23.
Okay, alright.
We didn't get any in 20, but that was because they wasn't building any.
And right now, we're in the process of getting another,
Right.
okay.
So
So do you like the idea of the lease for 5 years?
I do think it was, I mean, it's to that point that we just got to have something to drive.
My only question is, well, if we're gonna pay for, let's pay for it for the amount it's probably gonna last. So if we're gonna get 3, and they probably don't last but 3 years, maybe we could,
We normally own, and I've been here 30 years, and the normal operation that we've done is we got about 5 years, to 100, a little over 100 something thousand miles out, because, you know, a lot of times they have. We have to keep them going due to the computers and stuff we have in the cars. If you shut them down and you get a hot call, it takes them a while for the computers and everything to get started back up.
Gotcha.
For your video equipment and everything going. So a lot of times when they
It's
park,
gotta stay.
they leave them running.
Right. Totally
So-
understand.
Idle running
So on this
is just like a
$54,000
mouse to the
vehicle,
engine.
capital outlay, that would include the payments for these 4 vehicles over the next 5 years.
It would go ahead and get them in here now.
And 54,000 will do, will cover it?
We think so, I mean, we're still trying to negotiate with another vendor to see if we can get a better price. Once we push it up to GMA, because we're planning on using their lease purchase program. It's gonna be somewhere in that ballpark, it should be over 60.
Did maybe go up to 60.
I mean, I will get that phone number, as soon as we get that other bid in.
A question, will that get us back up to the proper rotation that
Well,
we're
you
in?
know, you tie that money up for 5 years, I can't promise you how much longer.
No,
We
we
got,
paying for them
yeah,
2 at a time and then 3 every 2 years, 3 years.
And we thought about getting two, and we don't have to take it out for the 5-year repayment. I mean, we could do 36 months.
I'm gonna tell you a concern of mine is if you get 4 now, which it would greatly help us, because I'm constantly having to put these cars in the shop. You tied up them 4. Of course, they're new, the Durangos last. I mean, I've got a couple on the road, they do hold up. Some of them older Chargers now, I just put motors in, I can't promise you how much longer they're gonna last, they're 152,000 miles, and the engine should last a while.
That's true.
But
But we still have the vehicle, if something
Right.
happens, you gotta stay.
I can repair it, I can fix it, but that motor should go on and go.
Well, the rotation idea was to eliminate the repair, that was the whole purpose.
And that's why my repairs are way up.
That's right. That was the whole idea, not to eliminate that.
I have a question just for context. You kind of answered it. You're saying you need the vehicles. Are there any officers without cars right now? Or is everyone in a vehicle? Is the need to prevent these repairs or just more context?
Listen, it would be perfect to have an officer, every officer have their own take on, because you can hold them accountable for that vehicle. They hot 60 vehicles, they're running, honestly, it would help me get officers. I have officers turn jobs down just because they don't have to take on cars, and every other agency around us has. But we're about 4 cars short from doing that, to have enough to fill that kind of fund.
And this proposal is for 4, right?
Just 4.
Would it be too much trouble to get 2 costs, a 5-year and a 3-year?
I can.
Okay.
What about this? Do 6 cars for 5 years?
I mean, we can look at it, I mean, once we know
When that gets
what
you
the other
close,
bid's
right,
gonna
that's
be.
what we need to do.
What we come up with on that is just, we knew we had 50,000 to spend on a vehicle, and by doing this was at 50,000,
Yeah, we try to
To
save.
get us more.
Stay in the budget.
to stay in the budget from the SPOS that we was doing. That's how that number 4 vehicles come up.
Well, I'm trying to get you back up to
What-
speed.
Yeah, and that would, because see, that's still not replacing anything inside investigations. It's still driving in 14 model, vehicles there.
That's
What shape are they in?
They tend to go longer because they're not putting the miles on them that road patrol does. So you could buy one of them and they may go 10, 12 years. So, but they're getting to the point that they're starting to have trouble. But we can repair them, usually probably get a few more years out of it. I'm not complaining on them. We need road vehicles. The officers that have to respond to the calls and get to emergency situations.
Okay.
That's what we work about.
Now, the Durango is better than the cars in your state?
Well, right now, you can't even get a charge. And everything in law enforcement is going to SUVs or pickup trucks. And, pickup trucks are okay, but the SUV is more of it just holds up.
I was gonna, I think, hold this for later, but I feel like now it is a good time to talk about it. We had your staff come and do a presentation on patrol at the last meetings. And I do think this is a time to kind of re-engage that community policing piece of also getting our officers out of the vehicles. I'm hearing that there's a lot of wear and tear because we're keeping them running. This sounds like an opportunity again to do different avenues. I know we got the bikes, we got the ATVs as well too. So I'll be taking that into consideration as well. And also sending in a proposed budget item for that as well too.
All right. Any other discussions on that?
I'd like to look at that, 6 vehicles for 5-year finance. See what you come up with.
So there are no objections to us put these vehicles on payment plan. We've never done that before.
No, I know we already pay cash. Well, if we got cash, that's wonderful.
No, let's, I don't know if we got cash, so.
That's always the best way. That's what we did all those years with that rotation plan, and it worked out very well.
And those, you said that the special SPOS money can pay, is what it is.
That's usually what we've always bought out of the supplies.
We just, typically he gets 1 to 2. We got 1 this year. We're trying to get him a reliable
Gotcha.
vehicle, so.
Well, if
And the guy comes
bite
out,
the bullet and get you going now, then we can go back to the rotation at a later.
I can agree with
Well,
that.
that's what,
Yeah.
well, what about this year? Finance 4 and pay cash 2.
and, I mean, we'll check whenever we talk to GMA, but I mean, we could probably pay him off early. We don't have to stay the whole
Well, yeah, I
time.
do a, try to back it down to a 3-year person,
I
payout.
mean, but just to get him started and to get him some vehicles down there, I thought this would be the best option.
Yeah, you don't want, as long as it's not prepaid, it'll be fine.
My recommendation, council, we just go ahead and Cheryl, you all just kind of like look into that and we'll kind of go
Just
from
that
there.
number
Yeah.
accordingly.
We'll be able to, just kind of review some of those numbers again prior to section 2.
Yes, they will be in there.
We've already got one step away from that.
All right, thank you, Chief.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, we're gonna move right along on, with this budget, and we're gonna be touching base now with the, public safety, which is the fire department. They had an increase the amount for their temporary employee based on actual expense and increase the amount of overtime based on the, actual expense. Do we have anybody from the fire department with us tonight?
He's not here tonight, but he will be here at the second budget meeting. He's got a little bit of information that we want to share with you.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, moving to our public works. Public work added in the animal control service and increased the budget for supplies and material based on the actual expense. And the capital outlay adjusted budget for Lake Main Street per money available, adjustable paving, traffic light, sidewalk, bridges, and cover per council voted on the use of T-Splash funds. Adjustable machinery is needed and reduced vehicles, stormwaters as we brought from last year. So these are some of the things that was in our public work. We do have public work here tonight. Luke? Did you want to elaborate on anything of that?
Yeah, sure. So the increase on general supply materials is a reinstallation of what it used to be in 2021. And the reason we need that is that's one, our pesticide expense. Also pesticides come from there, as well as all of our herbicides and just operation fees. Everything's gone up since 2021, except for that line item has gone down. For machinery, the reason the increase is there, last year was 1 zero-turn mower. We're trying to keep that in this year as well, to keep our mowers on rotation, so we're not coming up with, 6 mowers at one time. But we're also trying to get a paving machine. In the last 2 years, we spent around $200,000 on these utility patches. That's covered with T-Splash, but it'll be covered if we do it ourselves as well with machinery. Our crews have repaired utility cuts, by the use of the counties, just kind of the experiment we run, how it went. It went well. And we did the job for a fraction of the cost that, we contracted out for. So that's what the increase on the machinery, line item 2100 is from.
Okay, all right, thank you. And also, as you can see on the capital outlay there, all of our projects that we proposed in our T-Splash for the upcoming T-Splash election there, it had all of our projects budgeted in this particular budget as well. So just note that as your capital layout there.
I just have a quick question before you look on page 13. The gas price went down considerably. What is the fourth line? Energy,
Yeah.
gas, diesel.
We
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah, we
had to-
So the gas, for all utilities, correct me if I'm wrong, we collect it throughout the year and then disperse it. So for it to be down here, would mean that it's down everywhere.
Yeah, every department, all
Okay.
purchases were there
Yeah.
this year.
It was just kind of a lot, so that's why I just thought of that. So
Yeah.
that's more related to what we paid for this year.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks.
And, part of that maybe because fuel prices have been down this year,
Right.
and we're calling ahead.
They were
better
high.
pricing, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna move along now to our maintenance shop, and they added a small equipment for their request. Do we have anyone from the maintenance department here
I'll cover it.
to?
Got it.
I got it. The equipment request is, mainly for building repairs as far as a lift goes for our trucks. Currently, anytime it rains, they're in an old pit. Anytime it rains and the water table comes up, that pit floods and they're unable to get underneath the vehicle. So we need to fill that in and get a modernized shop, something that we can lift and get underneath the vehicles with. It's also to include a tire machine, so we can do some of these tire repairs, in-house. I mean, we rotate on that, but there are tire repairs, so we don't have to send it down to some of the, vendors around town. We can handle that in-house. And that's, again, I mean, our maintenance shop does every vehicle for the city, including the police department, everything except for the fire department.
And
What they do.
that's your small equipment.
Small equipment and machinery, yeah, that's for,
So that would be a
that's for a
lift.
tire machine and a lift, yeah.
All right, thank you for that. We're gonna move now to our planning and zoning. We know that the planning and zoning added a contract labor, which is cost of $20,000. And also, as you look at your planning and zoning services there with their department expenditures, we noticed that the regular employees is high. So we did lose one of our employees, so this is what you see on your budget right now. You see that this salary included 3 individuals, so we are down to 2 individuals in that particular department. And on our next budget, you'll see the actual figure of what that was.
So there's no plans to replace.
No, not at this time. Okay. All right. Moving now to economic development. We moved the water tank Reno to the water department. College and Careers and Youth Academy was moved to the governing body. The animal control was moved to public work, and downtown beautification was moved to the URA. And the Mitchell County Library was increased to $25,000. So, Cheryl, would you like to speak on that? Economic development?
Well, Lisa may be the better one,
Okay.
the way she has moved it.
Okay, and as you noticed, earlier on the governing, piece there with the governing body, we know that, that at one point that our, youth, career thing was taken out of, the economic development, so Lisa have moved that to our governing body, account. So, Lisa, you would like to just explain just what all you did in that?
Well, we met with, different department heads, and we've been working on this for weeks, so Mayor Owens actually helped with it too early on, so that was a suggestion. All of those were suggestions.
Okay, all right.
My only note for that, in reviewing the governing body allocation, I don't see the College and Career Academy. It only shows youth employment. And
It's
so-
the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Is it?
it is.
Two separate.
I should probably just clarify the name though in the next budget, so it should be Youth Academy.
And I say that because we also do, sponsor or allocate funding for a youth employment program as well too.
Right, I'll clarify the names in the next budget.
Okay, we're gonna move now down to, our downtown events. Professional marketing contractor was removed and added to the, 4th of July event and for decorating. And also, dinner and blunt was added to our budget as well. And you can see all of that in those contents there. Any discussion on that? Okay. Our opera projects, added in was $100,000 for the, general park improvement. And it removed the farmer market, food assistance, and the inclement weather, situation. So the capital outlay, items were removed. And just as I mentioned, all of those items were removed from the, capital outlay. Also, other, finances was used, including, the operational transfer to the, airport, for the hangars from the T-Splosh. The operational transfer to, solid waste, they are losing money. Charges to customers should increase or bid out to the waste management service for lower bid. Operation transfer to water and sewer due to the large projects added to their budget. And, we know that we have already allocated, the $600,000 for the, improvement to the, airport for the terminal being, renovated. And we know that we'll be getting this for the next 6 years, so we kind of allocated, 140, just estimated like $140,000, $252 for that. And, which, left a small deficit for the airport of $19,217. Okay. All right, water and sewer funds. Charges for services were adjusted based on the actual collection. Sewer system rehab was adjusted to the amount of the project. The capital outlay for the infrastructure was adjusted down by $25,000 for the sewer department, repairs and maintenance. Machinery and technology service were increased based on the actual expense. Repairs and maintenance of vehicles was also increased. Repairs and maintenance for infrastructure was adjusted down by $25,000. Repairs and maintenance for a lift station was adjusted up by 25,000. The general supplies and material was increased based on the actual expense. And the repairs and maintenance in the water fund were increased based on the actual expense. The repairs and maintenance of machinery were decreased. Small equipment was increased based on request. Well pumps upgrade was increased due to the council voting on bids for work on the water tank. Revenue was moved to the water department. The spray field rehab was reduced, and the debt services was adjusted based on the schedules there. So at this time, we do have our water and sewer director here. Do you have anything that you would like to add or explain to the council? All right, thank you.
I have a quick question here as it relates to water and sewer, essentially the water fund, Ms. Ford, no Chad, and I think it was Chad and some others were working on that EPA situation with the water and the pipes, the lead pipes. Have we got any update on that to know about an amount we may need to think of allocating for those repairs?
We haven't yet, Chad was of the opinion early in the program that there's gonna be grant money available. I don't know, and he wouldn't know either until he can see the legislation come through, what, would be the city's responsibility, the customer's responsibility, and what kind of grant money we could potentially receive. So that was like a 10-year project, so we're in the infancy stage of it right now. But I'll get him to give me a follow-up on that, and I'll share it with you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on that piece? All right. We're gonna move to the electrical funds. Charges for service was increased as projected by ECG. Interest revenue was increased. The ag transfer was moved to the URA in the amount of $1 million. Transfer to MEAG Flex Operational Trust was increased to $2 million based on the council vote. Reserve funds were updated. Overtime was increased, and repairs and maintenance of vehicles was increased. Travel, education, general supplies were all increased due to requests, and inventory purchases for resale were adjusted down to the projection by MEAG. Small equipment was increased due to requests, and vehicle was adjusted down due to requests. And at this time, would our electrical department like to say anything or recap any of the information?
I just give you an example about the general supplies and all.
You can stand up.
I priced a roll of wire for this actually gonna hang like the 20th of last month. And I got another quote today, and that one reel of wire is only up $550. So that's why we increased that. Everything's going hard.
Thank you for that. All right. Okay, we're gonna go now to our gas fund. Charges for service and inventory purchase for resale were adjusted based on the projection. The reserve funds were adjusted to actual. Contract services were increased. Repairs and maintenance infrastructure were decreased. Rental vehicles were decreased. General supplies and material were increased. And other equipment requests were increased. We have Mr. Thomas, you here for the gas department. Would you like to elaborate on some of the things that were mentioned in your department?
No, we're good on that.
Okay, all right. Any discussion with the council?
All right. We're moving now to our solid waste fund. An operation transfer for the general funds were needed as the amount that we are paying in contractors for waste management is greater than the amount we are charged customers for service. Repair and maintenance of machinery was increased based on requests. As you can see, Cheryl, would you like to speak on that?
Solid waste.
Solid waste.
So waste management provides our solid waste services, they're our contractor for solid waste collection in the city, and they did have a rate increase, which the council will need to look at in the real near future to see if they need to align what we're charging our customers based on what we're paying our contractors. So this is August, I would say by the September meeting, perhaps before the next budget hearing, I can have y'all some figures to look at. I mean, just so y'all will know where we're at on this. We're on a month-to-month contract with Waste Management right now, so it may be time to go ahead and get another contractor. I mean, I don't know that you'll get a cheaper price. So the rates have got to be looked at. They have not been adjusted in a long time.
Cheryl, what is the difference between garbage collection and trash collection?
That's limb debris.
Okay, so
Trash.
garbage is like in the cans and
Yeah,
trash is
well,
like on the road.
Well, limb and debris is included in solid waste, and that's when you look down and operate it.
So that's what we're talking about, trash, the limbs and debris. And the garbage is the,
Based on the fees, it looks like it.
I would think, that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Whichever one's the largest is gonna be your rack bale containers.
Now, it's my understanding that the city does the trash in and we contract out the garbage.
No, we do, limb and debris.
That's the trash part, where it says trash.
I'm not sure why.
That's the smaller one, there's trash 79,000, garbage 746. So,
I have to look.
okay, thanks. Just curious there.
I don't think on your bill you see, I don't know how it's timed, but there is a charge on there for that service.
Yes,
When, was it $4?
there is.
Is it $4 or $2?
I'm not sure.
It's one of the.
Yeah.
So that, the
But that's
that's,
like sewer, there's about 4 different
you know,
ones.
so the 79,000 is gonna be the limit of rate.
But that lemon debris,
That's where you see.
that's one of our employees.
That's where you see regular.
That's a
employees.
regular employee, gotcha.
Yeah, so everything you see below as far as expenses go, that's gonna be from us, except
So
for,
the fee for trash is what's that, $4, just says 4,
Yeah.
okay.
except
And
for
then you
the,
come down here, that's the lemon,
yeah, except for
That's that part.
sanitation, disposal services, that's
okay.
garbage. But as far as the employees, that's, limb debris, and repairs on machinery and vehicles, that's our trucks.
And the sanitation disposal service, that's the contract
That's
we're
waste
paying.
management, sanitation is waste management.
Okay, thank you.
And again, the increase, which is spoke on, for machinery and vehicles, it's just aging vehicles. We don't need to replace it at this point, but in the future, we need to look at.
So do you perhaps anticipate, a solid waste increase?
It'll be a governing body that, I think once you see the where
We
rates.
may be headed in that direction.
You may get it.
Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, we're gonna move, right along on this. We're gonna get to our airport. And, charges for service were adjusted based on, collection. and operating transfer from the general funds for small deficit and the airport hangar and the amount of the airport, but we're gonna change that for the airport terminal because of the T-Splosh what we received, or we're going to receive for one of our projects. Instead of the airport hangars, we're gonna be doing the T-Splosh, the terminal, airport terminal. And
So you said that's gonna be added,
it's already budgeted.
is that the first one? Are we on revenue?
Yes, we're on revenue. See where it says 5500034, that's the first one, airport hangar.
Yeah, 5301, that's the police plus one.
Yeah, that'll be for the terminal. Okay.
Instead of Hank.
Yes. Okay. All right, telecom, which is CNS, the revenue projected, provided by, SGGSA. That will be, revenue there, at least, would you like to share about that?
Sure, I received that number from SGGSA as they projected the checks that we will receive in the next fiscal year, return on investment checks.
All right, so everybody know what that is, okay? All right. Our final item here is URA. $1 million was transferred in as voted by the council from the BAC, Boys and Girls Club. Resource Center is complete. The city transportation project was added, plus gateway signs. And also the Camilla Gym Fund was adjusted and payment of principal and interest were added. And so as you look at the revenue and the expenditures, you will see all of this highlighted on this particular item here. Any discussions? Okay.
I have one item to add to that. So we will be adjusting those numbers for the Camilla Gym and the note and interest payments because I had a mistake in there. So next time I'll have that adjusted.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right. Any other comments from the council?
I just want to say thank you to all of you for your hard work. I know that there's a lot that goes into this, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Again, kudos to staff for the uploads, just sharing what you all need. This is also a plug to the community, to tap in with council, and really let us know what y'all want to see in these budgets moving forward. As for me, looking at a lot of new community redevelopment, trying to ensure that our infrastructure is legit and straight. So I'll be looking forward to some conversations with staff as well, as we just continue to work through our upcoming budget.
I want to thank everyone for the hard work, dedication to the city of Miller. Thank you so much. Do a lot.
Councilman Palmer, anything?
We got a lot of work today.
And just like I said earlier, this is a proposal, so it give us time to go back home and kind of look at some stuff. And we'll be prepared for our next budget reading. Now, I just want to also say thank you to Ms. Lisa and her staff, and it also is good to see all our department heads here as well. I want to thank you all for all the hard work that you all are doing. It is something when you put something on paper, but you don't really know what you really want. You may be asking for something and it may cost this amount, And when you all just come and share it with us, you know, we understand, I understand a little better. And, we appreciate everything that you do, all of your hard work. And just know that it doesn't go unnoticed. Cheryl, thank you. Yeah. All right, this will now, well, first of all, could I get a motion to, close the, public meeting?
Somebody.
All right, all those in favor, show of hands. All right, motion has passed. And now at this time, our public hearing for our budget hearing, number 1 is closed. And now could I get a motion to adjourn our meeting?
Motion to adjourn?
All right, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all. Thank you, Madam Attorney.
You're welcome.
He said,